Nishal Shetty has made a name for himself in India.
I'm probably one of those first generation entrepreneurs in crypto.
In the first half of 2021 alone, his crypto business has grown more than 12 times to become the country's largest digital currency exchange.
If you were to consider the beginning of 2020, it would be, I think, 15 to 18 times.
Sending his crypto token soaring.
1x, 2x growth I was expecting, but I think it grew by 7, 8x or 10x at one point. And that was crazy.
Now, he's set his sights on making WazirX India's first billion-dollar crypto unicorn. So how does a coder from Mumbai do it? WazirX is a cryptocurrency platform from India that allows users to buy, sell, and trade popular virtual coins such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple's XRP, and Litecoin. Founded in March 2018 by then 32-year-old coder Nishal Shetty, the company has capitalized on the rising tide of retail traders investing in cryptocurrencies. Less than 2 years after its launch, WazirX was acquired by Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange, for an estimated $5 to $10 million. Then, in April 2021, the WRX crypto token temporarily reached a $1 billion valuation. But while Nishal is a tech entrepreneur through and through, the millennials' foray into cryptocurrencies was initially inspired by a rebellion against big tech.
There's always a reason why someone gets into crypto.
As a young boy growing up in Mumbai, Nishal was fascinated by computers. He went on to study computer science in Mangalore city, in the southwestern region of India. But when he began experimenting with coding alongside his day job as a software engineer, he quickly became frustrated with the dominance of Western tech giants.
My first startup was all about social media management. So if you had your Twitter account, your Instagram account, you could manage it from a single place.
While the app, later renamed Crowdfire, took off, Nishal and his co-founders Samir Matre and Siddharth Menon could see the landscape was changing. By 2017, social media companies were becoming more restrictive with their APIs, or application programming interfaces, making it harder for third-party developers to sync up their apps. Nishal decided it was time to change tact.
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, they started monetizing. And they decided to change the rules of their developer ecosystem. That affected my startup because we had to cut down quite a few features that were creating revenues for us, but that was not seen as the right features by these networks. And this is what led me to the whole decentralized ecosystem. Because if you look at crypto and blockchain, as a developer, when you build something, no one's going to come and tell you cannot do something. It's a decentralized ecosystem. There's no owner behind it.
The timing coincided with a boom in cryptocurrencies, and in particular Bitcoin. So, in 2018, he created WazirX as a platform to make digital currency trading more accessible.
I tried to buy Bitcoin myself in India, and I realized there was a large gap in the way international exchanges operated versus the way Indian exchanges operated. It took me about a week to buy my first Bitcoin in 2017. And by the time I bought that, the price had already shot up. And that was frustrating. And I realized that while I could build a blockchain project, someone has to first solve the problem of onboarding people to the decentralized ecosystem. The crypto exchanges are the gateway or the ramps. And with that, we decided we should build an exchange focused on the Indian ecosystem.
Where other platforms faltered under a ban by the Reserve Bank of India on crypto-related payments, WazirX quickly pivoted, acting as a third-party custodian between buyers and sellers. That savvy shift paid off. And the following year, in November 2019, the company was acquired by Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange, as it made its first foray into the Indian market.
While it started as an investment discussion, we soon realized that our goals aligned. Binance is that one company which has grown really fast in a very short period of time, despite all the regulatory uncertainties globally. So apart from money, what I saw was how do you learn how to hyperscale, especially in crypto. That was like the biggest highlight, which led this discussion from financing to acquisition.
Today, WazirX claims its registered users have quadrupled in the second quarter of 2021 to hit 6.5 million, while trading volume in June reached $6.2 billion. This explosive growth comes as retail and institutional investors piled in.
We've signed up more users in the last 4-5 months than we have in the last 3 years. That's how rapid the growth has been.
Cryptocurrencies have recorded a meteoric rise over the past year, capping out at a total market capitalization of over $2.5 trillion in May.
In India, it is predominantly led by the retail investors, and it contributes to close to 5 to 6% of overall market capitalization.
That's Ganesh Vasudevan, Research Director at IDC Financial Insights. He explained more.
There is a novelty and the fad associated with it, and that is quite tempting for the masses. There is a convenience involved in it. The exchange platforms which have come out with the application seems to be extremely convenient and super efficient.
Nevertheless, the industry has been facing increasing pressure internationally as authorities weigh concerns that it could be aiding tax evasion and criminal activity. In June, Wazurex owner Binance was banned from undertaking any regulated activity in the UK, in the latest sign of a growing crackdown on the global cryptocurrency market.
They're indecisive how to treat this asset, whether it is a currency or a commodity or any other asset category.
For its part, Wazurex has been caught in the midst of a continuing crypto debate among Indian authorities, prompting Nishal to team up with other exchanges to jointly engage the country's top financial decision makers.
Where is regulation headed? Only time will tell us. But the good thing is India usually follows what most of the large economies globally follow. And when we look at the US, the EU region, the kind of direction they're taking, which is one of regulation rather than a ban, I think that makes us more hopeful that India will follow a similar approach, especially with the pandemic and the lockdown that has happened out here. I think it's going to take some time, but it's definitely going towards regulation rather than a complete ban.
All this as the environmental impact of cryptocurrency mining comes under renewed scrutiny. It is estimated that the mining of Bitcoin alone consumes more than 60 terawatt hours of electricity per year, more than the annual consumption of electricity in countries such as Switzerland and Singapore.
Once the focus is brought into the efficiency of the climate impact, there are going to be effort to optimize that space.
Still, Nishal says there's plenty of scope for the industry to empower people in countries like his own. In June, Wazurex became South Asia's first marketplace for non-fungible tokens, or NFTs, in a bid to help creators across India trade digital assets such as artwork and music.
If you look at the history of India, one of the largest reasons for our rapid economic progress has been software. And we are one of the top nations when it comes to software. Now, you look at crypto. Crypto is an extension of that whole software ecosystem. So India completely understands that we cannot miss this opportunity. Today, you have investors coming in, you have VC funds, you have a startup being created. So I think all of this is adding to a very positive outlook.
With all that at play, the future path for Wazurex and crypto more broadly is set to be bumpy. But after all that Nishal's weathered over recent years, he said he's ready for an exciting ride.
Our mission has been to make crypto accessible to everyone in India. And I think we are still very early in that. We've reached 6.5 million users. The industry has about 15 million people. But I believe India has the potential to get 100 million people into crypto. And our journey is just starting.